All right, another one by Jadu Heart, Dead Again. Thank you for the request. Standard tuning, no capo. Let's get right into it with these chords here of C, A minor, and E minor. It's going to be your main progression, and then in the bridge we'll have an F, and then a bar chord D. Highly recommend the bar chord of that D there. We'll talk about the riff in a second, but very quickly in this intro, kind of have to wait on them, but you do hear this C, and then a quick B note, back to that C. Because in that riff, you will hear the B note a lot. Again, we'll talk about that in a second. I want to run through this main progression, though. It's going to be C, A minor, E minor, back to C. And I have it written out as like A minor, E minor, sharing a measure, and then the C before and after that, because you really hang on that C more than anything else. And I thought it made sense to write it out that way, in my mind at least, so you don't like think you're going somewhere else and you stick on that C for that little extra beat there and then do that little switch in between with the A minor, E minor. So let's get to that riff. Comes a lot throughout the whole song. It's going to be up here on the neck on the 12th fret of the B string and then 9 of the G string there, respectively there. It's going to have that twice, then 8, 9, 8, 10, 12. And then back again to that little riff of 9, 12, 9. And then the high E string only for 2 notes here of the 10 and the 12. And same thing on the B string. So again, slowly all together. So really just pay attention to that first half there. I'll link the Ultimate Guitar tab, so thank you for that person who did that. But really, it just repeats itself for the most part, but it does switch up on the last time it comes through. You can hear it. It goes a little bit lower, but again, let's talk about what we have here. 12, 9, 12, 9. 8, 9, 8, 10, 12, 9, 12, 9. 10 high E, 12 high E, 10 B, 12 B. I hear me pulled off on one of those strings by accident, but nonetheless, I think you have to memorize it first, get comfortable with where you are, and then reach that tempo that they're playing at. And pick your spots with it because, like I said, they do some chords in the intro, then they switch that lick, then they start singing, do the chords, but then they have the lick again. So on the last time of that riff, you can hear it go a little bit lower, and I believe they get up to the high E string. I know they do the 10. I'm not sure if they do up to 12, but I believe they go lower once they get to this B string. So you do land on this 10. Instead of going up to the B notes, I believe they go back down to this G note here of the 8th fret. So I think it's that, or it could be that. Play around with it because you could definitely hear when they, on the last line of that riff, they go there. So anyways, it's going to be that same chord progression of the C. A minor, E minor, back to C for a large part of the song there. You can play that all the way through if you want to. Now, when they get to this last part here, I want to feel dead again. Start the riff if you want, or you can play the same chord progression. But just be sure on the last time through, so you play that when they sing dead again, 1, 2, 3. On the 4th time, you have the same C, A minor, E minor, but be sure you end on this F on that last time. And then that's when you go to your D. Like I said, I really recommend the bar chord version of that D. So it's going to be back and forth with the F and the D. You're going to hear that bass come in. You can maybe replicate it with on the A string. I don't know. I didn't really mess around too much with the bass because we're playing on the guitar. You can just play those chords from the F to the D all the way through for this bridge. I will note on the lyric here towards the end, you can play that riff again. When they finally switch back to I'm pushing through the pain, you can get that C. I'm never gonna change A minor. And then don't play anything, no chords. I can't be dead again right before they start their long outro. Don't play anything on that line, and then get back into it with the same chord progression from the beginning all the way through towards the end. Now, at some point, you can pick up with the riff and just play that all the way through towards the end. What I'm hearing, that little thing they do at the end, I don't know what timestamp it's at, but the best I've heard, you can hear it come through is like 8th fret of the A string, maybe bending a little bit on the, and then on the 7th fret. I don't know. Alone, it doesn't sound good, but matched up with them, it sounds like what they're doing. Obviously, more guitar effects than what I have going on right now, but nonetheless, over 6 minutes. So I'm gonna stop the lesson there. Hopefully, that helped you guys out. And yeah, let me know what else songs you want, and we'll try to get to them.